first time in a long time, but back like I never left. Taking these days as it comes, you know me, I don't read ahead. Watch me burn down everything, BDE on the TV set. When I'm in control on the road, you could never really know what's up next.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Harrington here with Davey Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and of course,
Twitch.tv/upNXT podcast. Hello, Twitch room.
Yes, this is a podcast about NXT.
Yes.
We watch it every Wednesday.
We do.
We talk about it every Wednesday.
We do.
Soon to be every Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, friends, we will now be Tuesday.
Tuesday, friends. Yeah. It's going to feel a bit weird.
Yeah.
Changing our schedules and everything.
Right off the bat, letting you know, we said, if they change days, well, damn it, so do we.
So do we.
That's how committed we are to NXT. There's black and gold run through our veins.
How do you feel about it? Like, so you've obviously got your work sorted.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I told my boss, look, NXT's moving to Tuesdays. I gotta watch it.
How do you feel? Because we've had, for the last, however long, 18 months now, Dynamite's been going, something like that. We've been having NXT. We do our post-show.
Yeah.
We have a little walk, and then we watch AEW kind of relaxing, being like, work's done, we're going to sit back and watch AEW.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be doing both live, which is great for spoilers, but I don't know, there's been something nice about our routine we've had.
Yeah, so, like, again, we've been doing this NXT podcast coming up to 3 years. More on that in a little bit. But, yeah, we've been covering NXT, and AEW's coming to the picture around the same time when NXT moved to USA Network, and that's when we decided to launch our Patreon. So we've been podcasting from time now, and it's been Wednesday Night War. And I guess, what did Dido once say? We won't go down with the ship.
I will hold my
hands up and surrender. Waving the white flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess NXT's waving the white flag and moving to Tuesdays. But I think it just helps pro wrestling in general.
Yeah.
We've talked about on this show, you pick and choose what you watch. If you like your Alexa Bliss, Randy Orton, Bloody Fiend thing, then you watch that. If you like technical wrestling, you watch your pure stuff, your whatever stuff. But if you like NXT and you like AEW, now it's on 2 separate days. And like you mentioned, it kind of changes our routine, but now we can kind of watch AEW like live.
Both live,
yeah. And
be unspoiled.
Be with the cool kids now.
Yeah.
With the fun show. Because we do cover AEW every Thursday right now. Soon to be Wednesday nights when this change happens. Soon to be Wednesday nights, we'll be going live after Dynamite as well for BD Elite, which is on this feed as well. So check out our thoughts on AEW week to week as well.
And yeah, yesterday did the kind of last for now Deep Impact, as obviously
R.I.P.
Impact's moving from Tuesdays to Thursdays. But we just heard that we're going into another lockdown here in Toronto, which means I've lost my job once again. As of Saturday.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe there'll be a bit more Impact talk than I thought.
Wow. So maybe you will be talking more
Maybe.
You just can't escape Johnny Swinger.
Yeah.
You can't.
I love Johnny Swinger.
Yeah.
Swinger's great.
And Tony Khan on all sorts of...
On all kinds of stuff. Yeah. The character of Tony Khan.
The character of Tony Khan. He's a bit ridiculous. But I guess we can talk about that on tomorrow's show for BD Elite with the Forbidden Doors. There's lots of Forbidden Doors open these days.
So many.
It's just doors.
Unfortunately, just not for bars and restaurants.
Yeah. So we mentioned we're celebrating a birthday. The BDE turns 3. BD3.
BD3.
It's WrestleMania season, so we have a lot of stuff going on because it's like Christmas time for wrestling fans. There's all sorts of stuff. Normally, you'd be traveling to some city, meeting up with fans and listeners and friends and going to the shows, and there's all sorts of stuff to do. Now we're in Canada and we're way behind.
Yeah.
So we're stuck here, but some people can go to the show. So it's back in business, and we're remaining in business, and we're doing so many shows, including post-wrestling podcast day where me and you, we do a show called Best Match Ever. Well, we're busting out the worst match ever. Worst WrestleMania matches ever. Noon this Sunday. The podcast will eventually drop, I think, on this very feed.
We're going to put it on this feed on the Monday, kicking off our WrestleMania week.
Right.
Yeah, we've done plenty of Best Match Evers before. Last year we did Best WrestleMania openers and Best WrestleMania main events. So we thought, we've talked about a lot of the best. We should talk about the worst.
That's right.
And that's what we're doing on post-podcast day, talking about the worst WrestleMania matches ever.
So, Michael Cole, Jerry the King Lawler, Big Show, Akebono.
Yeah.
There's a lot. You sent me a list
Boss
today.
Man Taker.
I kind of regret. I have no regrets.
No regrets.
Yeah, no regrets. But this show is going to be great. So if you are a patron to Post Wrestling, you'll be able to hang out live while we record the show this Saturday. We're on at noon for 1 hour. But again, if you miss this, we'll eventually put out the show on this feed come Monday. So check out our worst WrestleMania matches ever, which should be a riot and a half. Because we're past the fast lane and we're hitting the green light to WrestleMania, because we're going to be doing a WrestleMania upNXT tailgate for our patrons on Saturday, night one of WrestleMania. Before the show, all our patrons, if you are a member, you get to hang out with us, and we're going to be doing a crazy little Zoom party before night one of WrestleMania, which then we will be doing a watch along for. We're going to get right twisted and not even do a post show because we just said no. But then the second night of WrestleMania, we'll do a watch along and a post show.
I feel night two, we're going to then regret it and be like, why, we could have had half the work done yesterday. But no, we're going to enjoy night one, and night two we'll follow up with a post show. That's obviously going to be on the Twitch, twitch.tv/upnextpodcast.
And friends of the show, if you know, we're going to be joined for a watch. We usually let our patrons join us for these watch alongs. So another reason to join the Patreon there. But someone has thrown his hat in here for the watch along. And I guess I have to announce it. But for WrestleMania watch along, we will be joined by Brandon from New Jersey.
Oh, he's returning. He's a Brock Lesnar, just does the big four, does he?
I will never retire. He's going to be joining us. So that I'm looking for. We can't hang out in person. So again, come out and hang out with all the watch alongs and stuff. Of course, twitch.tv/upnextpodcast. Again, so that's like a Zoom party for all the patrons of night one of WrestleMania, before WrestleMania, watch alongs and stuff. But of course, we're NXT. So right off the bat, watch alongs for both nights of TakeOver, and post shows both nights as well, meaning Wednesday and Thursday next week.
Yes.
We'll be recording these shows.
Absolutely.
All the podcasts for you.
Yeah, and tomorrow, just to plug a bit more, tomorrow is April 1st, which means it's a brand new month and the best time to sign up to our Patreon. The way Patreon works, it charges you per month. Mm-hmm. So if you sign up on the 29th of March, you will be charged again on the 1st. So the 1st is the best time of the month to sign up. And we've got so many shows announced. Starting off, we're joined by Jordan Goodman tomorrow, April 1st, for Best Match Ever, Doink the Clown.
Oh my God.
One of the greatest technicians in the history of the WWF.
Doggy
Ring
clowning.
General. We're going to be looking back at the career of Doink the Clown.
Okay, so it's April Fool's, and we're doing a Best Match Ever, Doink the Clown. The joke is, I don't have to watch them, and we trick Jordan, right? We don't watch the matches, and he did, and that's the joke.
Is that the trick?
That's the joke.
Or is the trick you're going to be coming in super unprepared and looking very unprofessional and showing yourself up because we wanted you to think that you're not watching them?
Or it's April Fool's, and we're secretly doing a Best Match Ever, like Okada-Tanahashi feud or something.
Yeah.
Well, we won't know until we put the show out.
Yeah. Best match ever. Is it Doink the Clown with Jordan Goodman? Out tomorrow.
We'll say Doink the Clown versus 1-2-3 Kid.
Mm.
It's a pretty good match.
Good match. Good match.
I mean, maybe.
He's had some
Allegedly.
good matches.
Maybe it was a good match. We have a lot of shows.
Yes. So many other for the rest of the month. We're going to be talking more Best Match Ever from WrestleMania. So many more Was Next. Up Next Mania. Thursday the 15th. We'll be playing loads of games. We've got our very own WrestleMania in Up Next. That's going to be live on Twitch. We're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat. We're going to be talking about Melbourne City Wrestling. We're going to be talking about The Outsiders. We're all over the shop next month. Check out our Twitter. All of it's on there.
Yeah, patreon.com/upnext. We mentioned all the shows that we have lined up. If you sign up right now at the beginning of the month for only $5 North American tier, or like $7 Canadian dollars, sorry, Canadians, you get access to all the shows that we have coming out this month and access to all those things and everything that we've done in the back catalog. So that is like hundreds of podcasts, including we just did one with a world champ for Up Yours, Brent Nichols, who picked Brent Nichols. I don't know why I added an S to him, but he chose WWF In Your House Stampede, which we did a show of last week, featuring like what some call like the best pay-per-view in that era, which is randomly like Taker, Vader, Sasuke, Michinoku, and then the crazy
10-man.
Yeah, the Canada versus US. That was such a fun show. Brent is a world champ patron out in like Calgary, and we talk about westerns and cowboys and stuff. But he tells us that he listens to us when he's out in the farms and doing his cowboy ringing and getting the cows all, you know.
He offered me a job. He was very kind.
It's crazy.
When we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
Mark 1.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Super nice guy and a great chat. Yeah, he offered me a job on the farm.
What I'm about to say is like, yeah, that was such a fun show because, and this shout out Brent because he offered you. You could have been a cowboy Davey Foreman.
I could. Oh, I think that's gimmick infringement there.
Not if you live the gimmick though. If you go through it. But all our listeners who listen to us, whether it be this show or patrons as well, but listening while you're on the job or while you're driving or wherever it is that you're listening to, we appreciate you having us along for the ride there, and we hope you get your day through because of us, and we like helping and we like doing it for entertainment. And he helped me remind me that that's why I got into this. It's like this is a job where we're a weird form of entertainment talking about wrestling, but we bring it to the people. So I like hearing about farmers out listening to us talk about NXT randomly while you're doing your job and stuff, and I appreciate it. So if you want to support us, go to Patreon because we're moving in a month. So that $5 really
it really helps.
It would really help us, especially with the city going into lockdown again. So patreon.com/upnext for access for all these podcasts.
I get on you double wide, right?
Yeah. So that's where you can get all the podcasts because we do so many. We do Was Next, talking about some old NXT. We're talking about the Shield interrupting triple threat matches and Dusty Rhodes and Sasha Banks, all sorts of different stuff. We just recorded
the Funkadactyls.
Oh yeah, all some crazy stuff. So check out the Patreon, and you won't be disappointed. We put a lot of hard work into these pods, and we have so much fun doing it. So yeah.
Now, we went on Twitch the other day.
Yeah.
We watched the end of Raw. It was fantastic. We put on some Doink the Clown.
Right.
And
I know what you're talking about some breaking news.
Mondays recently have been all about Ted. We've gone on a bit of a Ted Danson kick. So come in, hang out. We'll talk about Ted Danson and the many great Teds. But then you just decided to drop an absolute bombshell.
Yeah.
This was the equivalent of J.J. Abrams revealing that the Emperor is actually alive in a game of Fortnite.
Yeah, I know.
This was the equivalent.
You're about to say I dropped the big news.
You did.
The big news is it's about to be a white boy summer. No, wait, that's not the right news. The big news is I finally watched The Shawshank Redemption.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Give me a hand.
I'm proud of you.
It was great.
It's a good film, isn't it? Yeah.
It's fantastic. Morgan Freeman just like giving it his all.
Yeah.
Who plays the main guy? Who plays Shaw? Who plays Hank?
Tim Robbins? No, not Tim Robbins. Is that his name?
Yeah, Tim Robbins. Yeah, he's great. There's now I understand like references and memes and all sorts of just wonderful things.
It's funny, I actually watched the Family Guy recently where they do 3 Stephen King books and they do Shawshank.
Stephen King wrote it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was one of the short books.
Yeah, I think Stephen King's a pretty good writer. That makes sense. Yeah. No, great.
It's been a long time since I've seen the film.
I don't know how
it's fantastic.
I didn't avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
I was like, is this going to happen? What's going to happen? And I didn't know it was going to happen.
I just love how the whole film, it's like, oh yeah, no, yeah, as if I'm going to be able to tunnel through this wall with this. Yeah, okay. It's like fucking did it.
Remind me of Prison Break.
Yeah.
That's where they totally just saw that movie. Someone saw that. A lot of people watched that movie and were like, oh, that was great. Yeah. I mean,
And then someone, what about we add government conspiracy for Prison Break?
yeah. Yeah, and tattoos all over the body. I will say I thought Shawshank Redemption was a really good movie. It's no Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
I will give you that. I'll say it's a good movie, but Ninja Turtles is still high up on the threshold there. But no, good film.
It's a good film.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. I also recently I subscribed to Shudder again randomly to watch random horror movies in the middle of the night when you definitely should not do that.
Yeah.
And then I bought it to watch one specific movie, and then it's like, we don't have this movie. And I'm like, well, I just subscribed to. So then I found my movie by other means. But I watched this like Japanese horror movie called Pulse.
Okay.
And don't watch it at like 2 a.m. by yourself. Really stoned. Don't. There's like 20 minutes left.
We just recorded a show earlier today, and I go off about nightmares I have and how I've got PTSD.
Yeah.
So thanks for the advice.
That's great. It's great. I'm all about the retro Japanese horror movies, but big Japanese movie coming out today, and I know I'm a little behind because it literally came out today, but maybe next week on Up Next I'll give it's next week is Takeover, but I know sometime in the future I'll give my thoughts on the new Godzilla versus King Kong, because I'm definitely interested in seeing that. At work we were airing some of the old throwback Godzilla ones, and they're so ridiculous, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm all in for this. So thoughts on that to come.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure John Cena and Mike Hogan are going to be talking all about it on the Twitch stream this Friday, 6:30. The other guys, go and join them. They talk all about the latest movies, TV, leading into a SmackDown watch-along. So always stuff going on there.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to try and catch up. So
For Godzilla?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, you don't need to go back and watch every Godzilla.
I'm going to watch them all. No, I just want to watch
don't recommend that.
Skull Island. I think that's the only one I need to watch. Right?
Yeah.
The last one was the Bryan Cranston one?
No, King of Monsters.
Okay, I need to see that one.
It's
as
on
well.
like the streaming services.
Right.
It's okay. This one, the thing with trailers though, trailers for movies can give away things. So instantly, if I don't see sorry, it was in the trailer, but I haven't watched the movie yet. If I don't see Mechagodzilla in this movie, I'm gonna be upset because I was teased it in the trailer. So it's like, well, I want to see it. Another one I'm interested in is Mortal Kombat, and that's why I decided we should do like the throwback to the OG movie this month later for the Patreon. So we'll be talking all about that, because that movie we were airing commercials during NXT, and I'm like, oh, that looks sick.
I find pandemics have stopped me watching trailers.
Okay.
Because I don't trust it's going to come out when you tell me, and I don't really want to get too excited about a film coming out potentially in 3 years or whatever, you know? So I've kind of just stopped watching any of the trailers.
Yeah, I did it. I've just been like watching movies and stuff, and the weather's been getting nicer, but we've been recording some of our shows outside again when we can, because it's like we mentioned, we're moving. We're not sure if we'll have the BD MSG for much longer. So, but I did something a little interesting as well last week, and I know there's no live music, at least here in Canada right now, but some bars around Canada are doing like live streams where bands go and they play and stuff like that. One of my favorite bands is a local like Canada ska punk, Planet Smashers. They've done some live streams through the pandemic that I've paid for and watched and joined in. It's been such a riot. But they were doing one at Horseshoe, which is downtown Toronto. So I was like, I know the back street of that has little areas I could just sit, and I wonder if I could hear like the music. So I knew they said they were coming on at like 9. So I just got a few cans. We went on down and then just hung out, and someone had propped the door open just a little bit, that I just got to listen to like my favorite band just perform for like
the Flag Smashers,
the Planet Smashers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Great. And I'm like, wait a second, like I can just come out here. So like, I don't know if I can get in trouble, but they're doing more shows. So I'm just going to start going.
I mean, not in the next 28 days.
Oh yeah, true. That's true. The Trues are, which is the name of the band, are supposed to play this Saturday, and I was gonna go do it again.
I mean, I don't know. They might be able to. No one's closed.
No one's inside.
Yeah,
they're just filming it.
True. So
maybe. Yeah, but I made you gotta, through these times, you gotta try to find creative ways to entertain yourself. So sitting in a back of a venue secretly while this band was being filmed, and I felt like I was doing something illegal when I really wasn't. I was just sitting there. But
what else are you gonna do during the pandemic?
Yeah, like pandemic life, baby. Like what else? Yeah.
Sorry, the Twitch was picking me up because I went the pandemics.
The pandemics. It could be a thing.
All these pandemics going on.
There's more than one?
All the pandemics.
There's more than one pandemics.
You kids don't know about my pandemics.
I'll tell you, there's other pandemics going on in my life.
Yeah, oh boy.
Because I love me some... Well, first of all, I feel like I forgot to mention something last week on upNXT, so I'm going to have to, like... quickly just bring this up because I felt bad for not bringing it up. But fuck Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah.
Just forgot about that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We'll give Titus the Warrior Award.
Yeah. Is he getting the Warrior Award? I didn't hear that. Okay.
All right.
I mean, good for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like very deserved.
Very deserved.
It's just you can. It's sad that we're all thinking the same here, right? It's an image thing. It's to cover up the fact that you've got Hogan there.
I'm just a fan like you guys, but I thought that was pretty disgusting when I saw that.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but
no, I agree.
It's like, why? You just don't need to do that. You just
it's
don't
just
need
you.
to do that.
I don't see what the gain is at this point. The best you're gonna get is a pop from the crowd. That's the best you're gonna get.
Right.
I don't think at this point anyone's tuning in to see Hulk Hogan. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is a selling point to people and they go, oh, Hulk Hogan's the host. Gotta see that. But I don't think so.
Yeah,
we've seen him on Raw Reunion. It's not like it's The Rock coming back to host it, you know? It's Hogan whose name is already dirtied. I don't see what the gain is. And it's just gonna cause conversations like we're having now. Going, we don't want him on the TV. We don't want to see him. And I kind of feel sorry for Titus. Because, like, I'd feel like he's questioning that. Are you only giving me this because you got Hogan?
Because you're making me do this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the backstage
thing.
I'm just saying that I find that very strange that they decided that was a good idea. And that would make... the backlash behind that online, like, instantly tells you that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Less bad, but still bad... the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
Fuck.
My heart broke when I saw that Divas title.
Yeah.
What is that? So is this an April Fool's joke? It has to be.
I don't think so.
So that's the
new title.
That's the IWGP World title.
I think they've removed IWGP. I think it's just the World Heavyweight Championship.
The New Japan title or something? Oh.
They're calling it, whereas the last one, was the IWGP Heavyweight title. This is the World Heavyweight.
That title was so hot. And now it looks just like Cody Rhodes' neck tattoo.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Just very weird.
Yeah, it's always weird because you hear about things when things were unified and stuff in history. And maybe, who knows, in 20 years, people might look back at this as one of the greatest moments ever. But the title, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. It looks weird. But...
I'm sure we'll get over it.
We'll get over it, but it's weird. I don't like a lot of the titles in wrestling right now.
Me neither. I think that's what's a shame. The old one was one I really did like.
Yeah, that one's one of the best ones.
I do like the AEW titles in general, apart from the women's. I'm a fan of all the others.
You see someone holding that New Japan New World title, Andrade, in the near future, if he wins the G1.
Is he entering?
I mean, he should. There's all this talk from that interview he did. Oh boy.
Yeah, I talked with Andrew about it yesterday. It's awesome. I think it's awesome that Andrade's just letting it all out there. But yeah, I totally see ROH as his destination, and ROH, and perhaps New Japan as well. Yeah, I don't see him going to AEW right now.
No, I don't think that would be as cool. I think maybe if I wanted to be in New Japan and maybe do some. There's so many matches I would love to see him fight, like all the guys there. So yeah, even if it's in like an LIJ and stuff, because I mean there's that whole thing. But
I feel you could have him doing like maybe ROH, New Japan, and Strong. So you could always have a Moxley US title defense against Andrade, perhaps as well.
That'd be wild.
But he's a wrestler I really like, and just seeing him be used, I think there's lots of exciting opportunities in loads of different companies.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye.
Yeah, definitely. He's someone we love in NXT. WWE kind of did him dirty, it seems, and he's kind of upset about it. It sounds like he just wants to wrestle, and some things pissed him off, and he hit his peak, and he's like, all right, I'm out, and I want to do whatever. So interested to see where he goes in the next year or so. Is there anything else? I don't even know. It's like
Is that it?
It feels like it's WrestleMania season. I tried watching Raw with you.
Raw was terrible.
Like, dude, every time I try, it's so bad.
I think that there's a lot wrong with Raw, but I would say the Hurt Business is something I think they've done really well. I think it's elevated all the guys in it. I think Lashley, you look at him now compared to how he was with his sisters and Sami Zayn and all that. I think they look cool. They're all suited. They look like a unit, and just breaking them up this close to WrestleMania, I found it very perplexing.
Yeah.
And the rest of the show was just so bad.
I can't fathom. I'm not interested in like any of the matches. I'd say maybe Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens and Asuka versus Ripley is probably the two matches. Everything else, I can't even tell you.
I'm really excited for the main event.
Oh, Sasha Bianca should be really good.
Bianca and the Daniel Bryan Edge Roman. I'm really looking forward to.
Like, their pay-per-views have been all right. So
yeah.
It's just like this. Anytime I've dabbled in and tried watching, and usually I just watch and hang out, and we've been twitching and stuff. But it's just like it's mind-numbing.
But think we're coming right into WrestleMania. That promo, that prime target for Cole O'Reilly tonight, which we're going to get into. That's what I want for Mania.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about my way, because it's such an epic video package getting you hyped up. Meanwhile, I'm tuning on Raw and it's Sheamus breaking Riddle's scooter and Shane running away from Braun and just calling him stupid.
A rap video.
Rap bunnies. And
which I get, it's because he's a rapper and, that's whatever. But it's just like, it's WrestleMania, so we're going to watch it and I'm going to be upset because I already mentioned Hulk Hogan's on it. So I really don't want to watch it. But I'm just going to
I am excited for the actual show. I think it's going to be cool coming away from that arena, having fans. I think they're going to go all out with the set. I think we're going to see some really cool entrances. And I think this year there's actually a lot on paper that could really deliver. They've done this year. They're not having, apart from, I guess, Edge would be your legend, but he's kind of wanting to wrestle more than the part-timers.
I'm surprised you didn't say Shane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got Shane. But this year they're kind of going, all right, people seem to like Cesaro. Let's put him in a featured match.
Right.
Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, we all know their feud goes way back. Let's put them in a featured match. And I kind of hope they allow them to have more of a takeover style, like, performances.
Sure.
Because it could be a really good show with a lot of these matches on paper. But every week it's just the creative, especially on Raw. SmackDown is I enjoy, but Raw just puzzling.
It really is. It makes me feel dumb, like, watching it. Like, it makes me feel like I could be watching. I could do anything else right now. I could, like.
Well, that's why we do Twitch. That's why we do other stuff, it's because
like, I can't stand.
I can't just sit and watch that.
It's so bad. I know we mentioned we're AEW marks. We're into that show, and I feel like sometimes that show, they have their classic wrestling tropes that like get you and piss you off, but they don't treat you like you're stupid. There's definitely something different about the way that show is produced. I must say, NXT obviously is owned by WWE, and there are moments that we compare to like this main roster stuff, but it still sometimes don't treat you as like I'm watching this. There's like the Fiend burned and Randy's dripping blood and stuff. I'm like, come on, like what's going on? And like you said, scooters and stuff, and I just don't get it. I think MVP looks like a badass with that cane and suit combo.
Oh yeah.
So Baron Corbin joining the Hurt Business. It's fucking great. I can't wait. So
do you think Vince is just going, wait, what's Baron Corbin doing at Mania?
Fuck, we gotta get him in there.
Bobby Lashley's with Shelton and Cedric? No, switch that around.
We gotta talk about Baron Corbin, Kurt Angle at worst WrestleMania.
Oh,
matches.
we are.
Is that on our list?
Yeah.
I think it should be.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about a show we actually did like today.
Yeah.
Because we're 1 week away from TakeOver Stand and Deliver, which is next week again. Double watch-alongs, double post shows, Wednesday, Thursday nights. And this is the go-home show. And I'd say they did a pretty good job. Figuratively speaking, there's some good things in this show. We start off, though, NXT, March 31st, 2021. Roderick Strong, who has recently had his heart broken, just like all the backs that he has broke. He's sad because of the Undisputed Era, and Cameron Grimes tried to buy Undisputed Era's likeness and trademarks so that he could start his own. And Roddy,
so there's money left on the table here.
Come on.
We
gotta capitalize. So this is why this match has been set up here. Roddy versus Grimes, 1-on-1. And Grimes comes out with a microphone and his amazing music video entrance music. He says, Roddy, I know you're frustrated. Maybe I didn't come over at the right time. But there's a lot of money on the table, intellectual property, and without Grimes, it may be done for, but we can keep it going. So I got something to change you. And he pulls out a shirt that says it's the Undisputed Era, but it says Grimes the System. And then he goes, look, we even got music. And then the music hits and it goes, Grimes the System, and plays the Undisputed theme. Roddy is so pissed off that he jumps out of the ring and just bonks him on the head. He beats him up, throws him in the ring, and the match starts here. I thought this was funny. It's similar to our old shirt, Mock the System.
It is, yeah.
ProWrestlingTees.com.
/upNXT.
So Roddy beats him down. He chops him up in the corner. Ends up hitting the wrecking ball drop kick to the back, to the outside. And then they hit a commercial break. When we come back, Grimes comes back with a Superman forearm, but then walks into a huge backbreaker. There's a superplex, the collision course, and then there's an angle slam. But in midair, Grimes reaches for some right before
beforehand, he pulls something out of his trunks and then gets hit with the angle slam, causing him to drop it.
He looks like he's just
grabbing his dick.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second, what are you doing, pal? And he pulls out the Undisputed Era armband and gives it to Roddy, and it's like when DIY with the t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, the armband, it's bringing back PTSD, and he's having flashbacks of Undisputed Era, and he's sad, Roddy. And he turns around and gets the cave-in, kind of, from Cameron Grimes, and pins Roderick Strong.
Yeah, didn't get all of that.
Didn't get all of it.
Yeah, good match. I think we all remember the DIY thing, and this is very much just recycling that. But I'm kind of okay with it. It gives Roddy something to do for now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's affecting him. That it's not him. He's just going off doing his own thing. That it is fucking with him, because obviously the focus right now is on Cole and Kyle. So, shame about the end with the cave-in, because it didn't look great. But this was all right.
So after the match, he's like, he went from sad Roddy to mad Roddy, because now he's just really frustrated that everything's just going downhill for him. So he's kind of freaking out. Midlife crisis here.
Poor Roddy.
Roderick Strong. More on that later. But a vignette for Karrion Kross, #1 contender for the NXT title. It's a video of him training in these judo gyms and throwing around sandbags and weight bags and doing all sorts of stuff. He mentions he's trained in catch wrestling, judo, striking, and that he's trained to hurt people. And he's going to run out the clock, is what Finn Balor's going to do. Sorry. And he's going to try to tire me out, but I'm going to light Finn's ass up. So expect to see the Prince dethroned. And then Scarlett talks some gibberish and then says, fall and pray.
Fall and pray.
Fall and pray, says Karrion Kross next week at TakeOver. I like the shots of him actually training in a gym. It makes him don't do the spooky thing all the way. They can be spooky, but he's a real person.
There's enough spooky.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you. He can be a kind of legit fighter who is interested in horror and dark stuff.
Right.
He doesn't need a witch doing tarot cards with him.
Yeah.
That's too much. I think you can dress like that. It can be his fashion, but I'm with you. I prefer just seeing him training here and showing how much of a killer he could potentially be.
Yeah, they're going for a Mickey and Mallory Natural Born Killers vibe, definitely, in a lot of their stuff. I know they're big fans. I like the fact that they're showing me that he's actually just like this killer cross. I guess that's what it is. But we'll get a rebuttal from Finn later. But then there's lots of videos on this show. It's video heavy, but I'd say it's good lead up to promote next week.
I prefer this, to be honest. I'd rather, if you're not going to deliver with some like hot angle,
Right.
if everything's ready, and most of these feuds are ready, I prefer just these videos and hype it up.
So it's a Walter video where he's talking about Tommaso Ciampa, saying that you were a locker room leader and you treat this great sport and you're dominant and ruthless, but your priorities had shifted. And then it shows clips of Ciampa being injured, and he says, after all these years, Tommaso, you're just a shell of what you once were. And, well, my commitment to this great sport is unreached. And I'll continue with this dominant reign of the UK title that he's had for like 9,000 days. So, yeah, Walter versus Ciampa next week, which I'd say out of all of the matches, everything going on in WrestleMania week, I think this is the number one match I'm excited for.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I've been a bit iffy with the storyline going in.
Yeah.
I feel maybe other factors might have gotten in the way a bit. But no, I am really looking forward to this. I think I might be looking forward to some other matches a bit more, but this is definitely high on my list.
Yeah, sleeper hit will be this match.
And again, the video package here was great, just with the clips of Ciampa with just Walter giving final boss vibes with this like heel trailer, wasn't it? This was like the Empire's version of a Star Wars trailer kind of thing.
Yeah, he's like the Kingpin
Yeah.
or something. And Ciampa will rebuttal that as well. But more talking, you talk too much. It's Santos Escobar with LDF in the middle of the ring, and he has his title with him, and he says, tonight I want to issue an open challenge. I run the bingo around here, is what he says. And I'm like, you mean you like call the balls?
I call the bingo. I guess
Call the
so.
bingo around here. Bingo. B52. He says, I was born a champion. I'm the Emperor of Lucha Libre, and that's not a nickname. I wonder if that's a shot at Penta, who's been calling himself the Lord? The
Lord of Lucha Libre.
The Lord of Lucha Libre versus the Emperor of Lucha. Kind of like the Lord.
The Lord Emperor of Lucha.
I love Santos, but you know me and Penta. I think Penta's probably the coolest motherfucker in wrestling. So, I don't know.
What else could you be? The Duke?
The Duke of Lucha.
The Governor?
The Lucha Duke.
The Lucha Duke?
Lucha Leader. Whatever.
The Yule Lads?
The Prosecco Posse.
Oh yeah.
He says it's not a nickname. It's a whole generation, hundreds of years, and I'm born out of what I represent. This division, the cruiserweight division, it's based around Lucha Libre. We made this, and this will forever belong to me as long as I want to. It's in my blood. I started thinking of that Shawn Mendes song.
Me too.
It is.
And then our friend Trav.
Just crying.
Yeah.
If he hears that Shawn Mendes song, he bawls.
Yeah. His dad must be so proud.
Yeah, he just keeps saying Shawn Mendes' dad must be so proud if he wrote this. Imagine you're Shawn Mendes' dad and you know your son, Shawn Mendes, wrote It Isn't in My Blood. Like, you'd be so proud.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
It's true. I'm sure he is proud.
Everyone go look up Shawn Mendes in My Blood, the FIFA commercial a few years ago. It was fucking lit. So he says it runs through my veins and brain, and it's all about blood and tradition. So he opened it. It's an open challenge here, and well, someone answers this open challenge to Santos. Look, everyone, it's
Tyler.
Yes, Tyler Breeze comes down to the ring, but he has a microphone. He says, "There's a difference between you and me. You're entitled because you have that title. Well, me, I work my ass off to be here, so I accept this open challenge, and it's Breeze versus Santos, one-on-one here, non-title, I imagine." Early here, Breeze drop kicks him, sends him to the outside, and he goes to the outside, but Legado del Fantasma, the goons, come after him. So he super kicks them as they go to commercial. But when we come back, Santos in control with a gut buster and a surfboard. But then Breeze comes back, classic cruiserweight. I'm thinking like, here comes the pain, Hurricane Rana and punches 3 style move here from Tyler Breeze. Then Tyler Breeze is rocking some. Obviously, he's the male model. He loves his bright, colorful gear, but he's rocking like more of a black and pink thing.
Oh yeah.
And he locks in the sharpshooter, which looks great. Great submission move.
He applied this well.
Yeah, he did a good sharpshooter. He
nice
should always
wrap.
do it. Yeah. He has this hold in, but the boys try to get involved here, so he eventually has to let it go and ends up eating this huge like single leg drop kick to the jaw from Santos, who then does this pop up into the fireman carry into this lucha libre driver, whatever he calls it, driver.
The Phantom Driver.
Phantom Driver, that's right. And he pins Breeze just like that. And they go to beat him down, but MSK come out for the save. Zach Gibson on the Titantron with James Drake is like, turn that rubbish music off. You guys are distracted and your bright lights and your memes, and we're the team that's laser focused and we'll be the champs. And then it like went to break. I was like, oh wait, I thought you were gonna cut a promo.
Yeah, it felt very phoned in. It was like they just had a load of Zach Gibson promos on file, and they're like, "Oh, use number
Played
3."
that one.
Yeah, pretty much. I quite enjoyed the match. Wasn't anything special, but I thought it was pretty entertaining for what it was. And yeah, I feel iffy about the match just for other reasons. Going TakeOver, I'm sure it's going to be very good.
Yeah. So
but
you're thinking he should win?
I'd like Santos to win. Yeah, I think he's been very entertaining, like a great character on TV recently. Looks great. Has been having good matches. I think has been brought legitimacy to that title. I think it's the best the title's ever felt. I'd like to see him be the unified champion.
Yeah, I think it makes a little bit more sense for him to win this unification match on Saturday for kind of some obvious reasons. But storyline-wise, just it's a cool story. The fact that this was legit. The title had to get there's 2 of them. So I am interested in the match, but yeah, I'm on the same wavelength as you. There's other reasons. There was no kind of mention really. They kind of felt like they were like, yeah, this match is happening, and
yeah, it was him versus Tyler Breeze, and we didn't see Devlin at all.
Yeah,
this week.
So it was like, oh, okay. No relation to Judas Devlin.
I forgot this is a ladder match as well.
Yeah,
I completely forgot that.
Yeah, that sounds great. It's gonna be lit. We were just talking about Judas Devlin.
We were, yeah.
AKA Luchasaurus on What's Next.
With his tag partner Scott Dawson.
Yeah, this was a great episode this week coming out. Patreon. So I thought the match was fine. I love that sharpshooter, and I thought that Gibson usually he is amazing, and it just felt like you have 10 seconds and
he didn't have long.
Yeah,
it wasn't a focus. It was just like a hey, remember us.
So the tag match is going to happen as well. They're just kind of reminding you, hey, this tag match is happening because we don't have tag champions right now. So we go to The Way, Johnny Gargano, backstage with the whole crew here. And he says that he is Johnny Takeover and he carried this company through these years. And that Cuckoo Bananas, Mr. Regal, is unfit to run NXT. And Austin Theory's standing there getting ready because he's in this Battle Royal Gauntlet Eliminator Tournament to the fucking name that doesn't make sense. Theory says, well, look, I'm in this Battle Royal, and Johnny, have you ever heard of the Finger Poke of Doom? And Johnny says, whoa, dude, that killed the business. Well, did it? Because we're still here. And Johnny says, maybe you're onto something. I mean, a lot of people said I killed the business, and I'm still here. You're right. Screw it. Let's do it. So he says, my money's on Theory to face me at TakeOver. So he's going for Theory to win the whole thing. And then the other two are like, we have some business, and walk off.
Yeah. It's more of The Way. I do like the idea of The Way. I do like the kind of, it's like evolution, right? You've got your four, you've got your veterans, and you're trying to mentor these younger ones, and it's kind of cool having 2 men, 2 women in a faction. That's kind of new. I just find them so irritating.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what they're aiming for.
It's completely what they're aiming for.
But yeah,
it's just doesn't hit with me.
I don't think it's hitting. It still isn't working with me. I'm just like, and like the finger poke of doom thing is like, it's funny, yeah, sure, but do they edit that out on Peacock?
What the? I will say, I do think Theory has good comedic timing. I think he does play the comedy. He's given well. I say the same about Johnny Gargano. It's just I don't find it particularly entertaining.
But Johnny Takeover, I hope he. Well, I guess we'll get into who we hope he fights later. But never mind all that shit, because everything's about to change. Because after this promo with The Way, some music hits, and we see a slow motion image of a dog.
You lost your mind here.
I started laughing. What kind of a dog is this?
It kind of looks like our friend Talisa's dog.
Yeah, like some sort of chihuahua
kind of thing.
Mix
fluffy
thing. This
fluffy, happy, dumb thing.
This really happy dog walking through like the parking lot and then just staring at the CWC as this like hip hop inspirational music kind of play, like brum, brum, and then it just cuts away and goes to commercial. And I'm like left here like, what the fuck? What? Why was there this dog prancing around in slow motion? More on this to come. More on this to come. We see Io Shirai last week, and she was in the training room after being destroyed by Raquel Gonzalez as last week went off the air. And she's like, hey, or a little earlier than that, she says, well, I knew Raquel had it in her, and I knew that's why I picked her. So I want this fight.
Yeah, she's such a badass.
Yeah.
Just this, she's like, yeah, I know I can beat everyone else, and she's the scariest one here, so I want to fight her. She's great. I love Io.
Yes. So we go to our next match, which is Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, The Way, going up against Gigi Dolan and Zeta Ramir. I've never seen Zeta before.
They literally flashed their names on the screen for half a second.
And then just took it.
It was like it was a mistake. It came on and off, so I didn't catch it.
Well, Gigi might be known to some as Priscilla Kelly before on like indies and some AEWs and stuff like that there. But I thought she was with the Goth Bays, with Cora Jade. The Goth Bays was my favorite team.
I guess not.
So here she is with Zeta. So Gigi does get some offense in. I feel like there's definitely something with Gigi Dolan here. I was a big fan of some of she did a lot of wacky stuff on the indies, and I guess that's maybe why she changed her name, so it doesn't really can associate. But
I think that's a WWE call.
Yeah, I think they were like, you know what, we're gonna change it. So I see some things that she's maybe got some things to work on, but I see maybe a potential star there. She gets some offense in, but it's Candice and Indy who beat down on Zeta here. Indy hits this spine buster. There's then the wicked stepsister stomp, and then Indy hits this pretty beautiful springboard elbow drop for the win here, and The Way get their way.
Dominant win from The Way. I can't say they feel particularly hot going into this takeover though.
Yeah, it's like kind of we figured this was the direction they're going. Right after the match, Candice and Indy have a mic. Candice says, there's not a woman that deserves to be a champ more than I do, and Indy deserves the champ to be a champ too. We want the tag titles. So they call out Shotzi and Ember, and they say it's our shot, our way, stand and deliver. Out come Shotzi and Ember on the tank. I love Shotzi's music. Welcome to the ball pit. You can get your ass kicked. She says, have you lost your mind? And Shotzi quotes one of my favorite movies, Hook, you've lost your marbles. They say, at TakeOver, sure, we accept. We're going to TCB and Ember's Law, and we accept. In the meantime, we'll knock some sense into you. And then they shoot the tank, and it fires some sort of T-shirt over at Indy Hartwell right in the...
Yep.
Right in the way.
Hit her low.
Right in the way. So this match is now added to TakeOver, which is the women's tag titles for night 2, which is The Way versus Ember and Shotzi.
I kind of worry about this one, to be honest. I think it's good the women's tag titles are on the show, but I don't know. I don't think Candice and Indy have really clicked as a team totally yet. Shotzi is can be a bit hit and miss. I worry that this could be a little messy, this one.
I feel like I'd give them a chance.
I hope I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel flat on both of these teams.
Yeah. Well, we go to another backstage segment where we just see Raquel Gonzalez. It looks like she's about to be interviewed or something. But Io Shirai walks right up to her, yells at her, and says, "You cannot kill me," and then just levels her with a shot. They get into this crazy backstage brawl, and it's Raquel who ends up like just fucking Io Shirai up here, like against the walls and stuff. Just crazy. Is this where Io is just like running from behind?
Yeah. You just see her coming from... It's like when Hangman showed up on the horse.
Yeah.
Because you just see her running for ages before the attack. As
great.
Raquel's still there going, and at NXT TakeOver, stand and deliver.
Yeah, I thought this was great. You mentioned, I mention all the time, I love Io Shirai, but you mentioned she's such a badass. Right here was like some badass energy here. Just coming in and being like, "Hey, bitch, you can't kill me." Boom, fights you, and even though she gets her ass kicked, she went in. She went all in. So I love it. Speaking of all in, the dog is here. The chat room are deciding if it's a Pomeranian mixed with a Chihuahua of some sort.
Okay.
The dog comes in here. I saw someone in the chat saying this must be a brave dog considering it walked through the parking lot alone here.
True.
In NXT. The dog is in the CWC now, going through the halls again, just like slow motion shots of this dog coming into the arena. He's just really happy. I think dogs just make.
I love dogs.
I follow a lot of interesting like animal accounts on Instagram.
Yeah.
Dogs, raccoons, all sorts of things, and dogs are just
They
great.
just make you happy.
Yeah. Should we get a new dog at our new place?
Yeah, let's do it.
Name it after a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What would you name your dog?
I don't know, we're NXT, so Dusty.
Dusty would be a good dog
Dusty's
name.
a good dog name.
Yeah, Johnny I would say, but Johnny's too like generic. Could be like
Yeah.
Can't
I like proper like human names.
you can't call a dog Gargano.
No.
You could, but you shouldn't.
What about William?
Come here, Willie Regal. You can call cats anything and it's fine, but dogs always have to have like one stroke. Cats, people call their cats like Dr. Snugglesworth, and people call their dogs Rusty or Dusty. It's like there's the disconnect of cats get all the cool, fun, insane names, and dogs just kind of get the one name quick thing. We'll get this dog's name in a little bit. We've done some deep research, but the dog is in the building. We see Roddy packing up his bags. And Mackenzie Mitchell tries to get a word with Roderick Strong, and she says, "Hey, Roddy, any word on what's going through your mind?" And he says, "I'm done. All of it. I'm done." And he walks out the building and just leaves. So Roderick Strong leaving NXT.
Yeah, this is sad. I feel I kind of hope he doesn't return next week to interfere in the match. I think had he have done this angle a few weeks ago, that could be the case. But I kind of hope they honour this and he does disappear for a bit before they kind of work out how to bring him back.
He'll go be a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Fire Frank in the chat says we should obviously call the dog. If we get a dog, call it Dave Mastiff. The pit bull, Dave Mastiff. Tomohiro Ishii would be the name of my pit bull. We go to Raquel Gonzalez going one-on-one with Zoe Stark. So Zoe is the new kind of up-and-coming wrestler here. Had that match with Io and then the tag, and now she's got a one-on-one with the number one contender, Raquel. And she's lights up Raquel pretty quick, like running all around her. She's pretty much like a firecracker here. But then Raquel just overpowers her. But Zoe comes at her with a Shining Wizard in the corner and then goes for a crossbody to the outside. But Raquel catches her and then throws her into the post. Dakota Kai tries to get involved and Stark just clotheslines her over this barricade, taking her out of the equation. Hits this pump knee and then this running knee that looked like it hit Raquel right in the face.
Oh, right in the face.
And gets a 2.9 count here, and the commentary are losing their minds. Beth was like that was it. That was a 3. But then Raquel goes for the tornado bomb. It's blocked. And then this almost like a corkscrew into a blockbuster from Stark here for a 2 count. But then Raquel has had enough playtime here and just picks her up, midair with this tornado Texas bomb, whatever she calls it, and nails her with this and pins her just like that. I don't know if it was Twitter or feedback or something last week, but someone said that Raquel does like
It was on our feedback.
was it feedback? Someone said that Raquel does a really bad chokeslam, and I'm like, no, it's not chokeslam. It's this like one-arm power bomb,
Yeah.
and it's so impressive.
It looks great.
Like to be able to lift someone up like that with one hand is very impressive. It's such a great finish, especially her size. I thought this was a fun little match.
Me too. I really like what they're doing with Zoe Stark. She's been losing pretty much every week, but has been having really good competitive matches against the top women in the division. I don't think she comes off looking bad at all, even though I don't think she's even got to win, or she's got to win over like a jobber or something. But she's lost to Dakota, lost to Raquel, lost to Io. But I still think she looks great out there. And Raquel giving her a big win. I think Zoe's a little bigger, like definitely bigger than Io, and just showing how Raquel can throw her around just shows exactly what she can do against Io. I thought this was good.
Yeah, it kind of helps get Stark over too. She's this new like prospect here, and she doesn't really want any of her matches, but she's definitely showcasing that she can go and becoming kind of a little bit of a staple here already.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Shout out Zoe Stark, but shout out Io Shirai, who is not done with Raquel. She comes running out after her, and then again Raquel swats her away and throws Io against the like caged wall and plexiglass wall, just lays Io out and stands tall here. This would not be the end of this here tonight.
Yeah, tonight was like the reverse Braun Strowman beating up Roman. Remember, I'm not finished with you.
Yeah.
And then he throws him off a stretcher, puts him in an ambulance, tips over the ambulance.
This is very Family Guy-esque. Like,
Yeah.
she's coming out for the fight. And
I
getting
loved
her
it.
ass kicked.
I
Yeah.
thought it was great.
More on it later. I absolutely love it. So now we see the dog is running around and is just running this show. Hall of Fame legendary status here. This dog. I could be wrong, but I believe the dog's name is Presley.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
He looks like a
He
Presley.
looks like a Presley. He's very, very cute dog.
Yeah.
He's just so happy to be here at NXT. This was the highlight of the whole show, is the dog clips. We get Kushida backstage, who's being interviewed, and he says, "Nothing's going to stop me tonight in this Battle Royal Gauntlet Eliminator tournament to determine the..." Kushida says nothing will stop me, but he's interrupted. Pete Dunne comes out and he says, "Hey mate, I heard you. I heard what you said. Listen to me. I already hold that crown of best technical wrestler, so I dare to prove me wrong. Dare you to prove me wrong." And Kushida says, "I heard you too, and we'll see tonight." So these guys want to prove who the best technical wrestler is. Where are we going to
They're
find
going to
it?
try and do so in a match where you got to throw someone over the top rope
Oh boy, yeah.
to determine the number one.
You mean the Gauntlet Eliminator
Battle Royal to determine the final entrance in the Gauntlet Eliminator on night 1 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver to determine the number 1 contender for the North American Championship against Johnny Gargano on night 2 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
That one.
That match?
Yeah.
Now you know why we're not saying it fully. So we go to our prime target. And remember these? They do these like video packages, kind of a little bit longer than average, and kind of showcasing and highlighting feuds or rivalries or big matchups coming up. And we haven't seen a proper one in quite a long time. They used to do these and they were killer. They used to do like half-hour specials on the network on different days for these things. But here we have one here. And I will maybe boldly say this is one of the best NXT videos I've seen.
This was incredible. This was awesome.
I saw Triple H tweeting this video out, and I was like, "Hey, dude, who did this? Because you need to let the people know, because it's so fantastic." I thought this video was great. So it's a prime target with Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, this whole rivalry with everything going on. We see Kyle in his vest, and he was wearing the Joy Division shirt last week, and now he's in a Nirvana kind of phase because he's just depressed and angry. He's feeling so grungy. And they show photos of them like being friends for years and how like super young they were when they were friends and wrestling all over the world. They were just babies everywhere, just crazy. They say they were attached at the hip, and then they came to WWE and took over, and clips of Undisputed Era forming, and just like all the history of Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly here is really fantastic. The shots of them setting up the gear, and then Adam Cole in like his suit talking, and then clips of Kyle, like there's clips of like Kyle like on a beach in slow motion, but like silhouette,
Beautiful Lion King silhouette.
Yeah,
on a
it
beach.
sounds weird. I'm like, yeah, he's just this dude on a beach, but I'm like, no, the way it's shot is like the sun, so you can't. It's like the colors are just him in like vivid orange and like a sunset essentially. Just well put together video, and then like the cherry on top is like this clip of. It shows all like the Undisputed Era wearing suits and all their title reigns and all their victories, and then the final split, and then finally when they're clashing and the police chase and or whatever, the footage from the gym and all this stuff, and like the video has rain effects that come through like the video and the graphics that look like it's actually just raining there. I thought it was so sick.
This was awesome. The music they picked, thank you to John Sino who found it for us, was Demon's Breath by Michael Smorowinski. And to me it kind of reminded me of Ramin Djawadi, who does the Game of Thrones music, just really epic classical, and then it kind of went into a more O Fortuna like dun 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 style music. It was epic, and gave me goosebumps, and I think actually made me more hyped for this match than the build has up until this point. They kind of took that whole segment from last week, the sit down, and I thought it enhanced Kyle's performance from last week, because it was pretty much his voiceover for the whole of
with
this.
Cole,
I thought this was excellent, and if you're someone who just dips in and watches the takeovers, definitely watch this before watching the match.
I'm sure they'll air this before the match.
Probably, yeah.
They should air this before the match. Again, it's probably like 5 minutes plus long, I would say, but it was great. It just highlighted everything in a great little package, and it makes you instantly want to watch this match. So hyped up, so big. NXT, I say what you will, but their production here in WWE is top, and the guys doing this in NXT, whoever did this video.
We assume it was Sean Ryan, right?
We assumed it was the guy who did the OTT videos.
The whole rain effect was very like he did in the OTT videos.
Well, if anyone, I've tweeted Trips, but he's a busy guy, so someone find out, let me know at upNXT Podcast at the Brady, because we can't say nice enough things for this. This is wrestling. This was like gave you the feels of the My Way like thing.
Oh, absolutely.
There wasn't any Limp Bizkit in it, but it's okay. It didn't need it. It was just like showing you this great. It's definitely the clips of the years of Undisputed Era makes it like, oh yeah, I'm ready for this match. Like, great stuff. So we go to our next match. Some more great stuff coming up here. Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro in a tag team match against Tian Sha. So Xia Li and Mei Ying were scheduled to wrestle this match. They advertised it with the graphic of Mei Ying.
Yeah.
The scary face and all. But she's just sitting on her throne. She's not joining Xia ringside or on the apron at all. So Xia is just going to do a handicap match. Xia versus Caden and Casey. And, well, she's getting beat up. There's like a flipping leg drop from Casey. Xia goes for this like suplex, but gets inside cradled for a near fall. There's then this like jumping, twisting code breaker from Casey, who then Xia sells this code breaker like Scott Hall selling the stunner at WrestleMania 18, just flying up in the air. And then Caden decides, while all this is going on, to get out of the match, go up the entrance ramp, up to Mei Ying, who's sitting on this throne with Boa, and says, hey, you want to get in our business? You want to attack my girl? And is it Mei Ying? Mei Ying then reaches out and grabs Caden around the throat, and Caden just from this hold starts to choke and starts to fade and starts to pass out just from this choke. And then Mei Ying, smoking that good, just lets out this big vape cloud of smoke that goes into Caden's face, which then she just passes out and falls asleep as it cuts back to the match with Xia Li hitting her like spinning roundhouse kick to the head of Casey and pins her. Xia Li win this match, but the story here is Mei Ying vapes.
Yeah. I've been a big fan of the whole Tian Sha thing, kind of up until this point.
Me too.
I love the idea of Xia Li going through this ancient kind of training camp and being inspired by these legends of the past and stuff and making her a greater fighter. I kind of like all of that. As soon as you're doing like the Darth Vader death grip and blowing smoke in people's faces, it got lame for me, and it's more oogie boogie shit in wrestling that there's just enough of it. And I know some people really dig this stuff, and it's not for me, unfortunately. And I think we've been saying this week after week. I feel Xia Li's kind of selling a bit too much. I want to see her come out as more of this killer, and she should have just taken out the two of them. Yeah. And I think Caden and Casey have been awful baby faces as well.
They're just mean.
Just keep your nose out of their business, you know?
Yeah. I agree. I liked everything. For me, it was like the whole build up for weeks and weeks. We were like, what is this ridiculous story? Where's it going? And then it kind of got this like serious tone, and we were like, okay, let's give it a shot. And then when they did the animated story, it was like, okay, this is something that kind of hasn't been done at wrestling. And then it's like they're going straight to the well of, well, she has this smoke that she blows into your face and you pass out. Kaden looked like she passed out right away from getting the grip. Come on.
I mean, she was grabbing her like throat for a while.
Yeah, so. But it's wrestling. Like, come on. I think she should have blew the smoke right away to be more effective. Still ridiculous, but you know, Mei Ying's hitting them dabs. She looking like getting lit up in this.
She can join the rain vapors of Okada and Big Show.
Tian Sha, yeah, that's fucking. She's just getting lit out there. Damn. Yeah. Imagine that. Mei Ying hanging out with Big Show.
Boa's obviously doing it off camera because he hasn't taken off those sunglasses at all.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's covering those red eyes. Exactly. The visual of her with the smoke is really funny because it's like, fuck, of course, pro wrestling. They got to do this ridiculous stuff. But I am a little sad because I'm like, I thought the story was going in a different direction, and I guess I was let down. Yeah. In unfortunate. Maybe they can turn it around again, but.
Yeah, I mean, to think smoke. We were talking about, we think Xia Li, when she does her big return, needs to just take out Io and be going right. She's still very, very far away from that.
Unless they use the smoke, the vape cloud. Maybe. The cloud of Tian Sha. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know.
Guess it needs to be a strain now, though, doesn't it?
Tian Sha. Yeah. What would it be? Is it like the thing I got today? Got this Kush mint, and it tastes like mint, but it's weed. It's insane. Its future is crazy.
Yeah. Can't go out and see people, but at least I can smoke marijuana that tastes like mint. 2021.
You shouldn't be blowing smoke in people's faces in these times. I know you're like, they're not wearing masks and they're wrestling and stuff. They're in the bubble.
It's Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. They don't care.
Smoke clouds. Smoke that good Kush Tian Sha here on NXT. I love it. You love to see it. I want this with like Matt.
Again, I'm talking about the characters here.
I want to see like Matt and Mike Seidel on AEW Dynamite hanging out with Angelico and Jack Evans. And they do a similar angle where they blow smoke in someone else's face, but it's weed smoke. And then like they do it to a character who doesn't like the librarian or the pretty Peter dude or someone.
Well, I'm sure the Rascals MSK are going to be very curious to hang around at Mei Ying.
They're a unit now.
Oh yeah,
they're a team, definitely. Treehouse sessions with Tian Sha and MSK, and then I want them to just. I want to see a segment with MSK smoking bowls with fucking Miko Satomura.
Oh yeah, that's why she lost to Kaylee Ray.
So, we're all excited about this vaping Mei Ying, but Raquel Gonzalez, backstage, yet again. Someone's still trying to interview her, god damn it. And this is where Io does the run, the long, winding run here, and attacks Raquel from behind and beats her up. It's a brawl. People are trying to separate them. But this time, Raquel picks up Io and throws her through a fucking wall.
This looked awesome. She did the whole like picking up by the head thing and pretty much smashed her head through the wall. This to me looked more cool than that like what was it, Raven Kane Big Show through the wall thing, which I enjoyed at the time. What was that, WrestleMania 17?
Yeah.
But I thought this, Raquel just putting her head through the wall, looked awesome.
Like, clearly they made it for this spot, but
still would hurt.
It looked great. The camera then, like, runs around, and they see Io's on the ground covered in, like, the drywall like, stuff. But she's taken out, be thrown through this wall. I just thought this was so great. And then it cuts to Raquel, who stares at Io, just beaten down, and she's like, stay down, and then puts her knuckles together like Corey Graves. So I can't say that's the last time that these two fight. Okay, it's time. What's the deal with the dog running down the entrance ramp now in slow motion and comes down to the bottom of the ramp, and there's feet, there's legs, someone's standing there. And it says, see you April 13th, which is the first Tuesday night episode of NXT. Love, Frankie. So now we know. The dog's name's not Frankie. I don't think. Because I looked up the dog and it was Presley. Because apparently this Presley has its own Instagram.
Or maybe Presley had to change his name.
The dogs gotta change their name when they come to WWE.
Well, what if it goes to another promotion?
You can't be Frank. You can't be Presley and... Yeah, fuck. So wait, is Frankie...
The dog's name is Frankie, apparently, according to Darkstar.
So the dog's name is Frankie.
I mean, I'm going by someone in our Twitch chat right now, so...
Right. Okay, well, so we all think that this is leading to Taya Valkyrie.
Yes, that makes most sense. She's had the dog on Impact.
Yeah.
She clearly doesn't want to... She's got plans on Wednesday nights, so she's sticking with Tuesdays right now. She's like, no, I'll come back then.
Yeah.
Start then. But yeah, cute dog.
I just like dogs. They're great.
They're great. I think Taya's going to be good in NXT. I don't see her being long in NXT. I think she's a main roster act. But inject something a bit fresh to the women's division.
Yeah.
So I'm down for it.
Yeah, she's got some history in pro wrestling, and I thought long time ago, I was like, oh, I wouldn't be surprised to see her in WWE, and then it took a long time, but I'm kind of interested and happy that she got there. Mrs. Morrison, I believe, right?
Yes.
So maybe create a unit where like she joins them and something. She has that.
I think she'd fit that act of Ms. Morrison very well.
Yeah.
So I'd say come down, have a match against EO and a couple of others, and then go up.
I guess so. So apparently the dog's name is Frankie. I don't know.
Okay.
I still remember Tori Wilson's dog though. You thought I was gonna say Tori Wilson's puppies, but I meant her dog, Chloe.
Chloe the dog.
Man, remember Tori Wilson's dog, Chloe?
I wasn't really watching then.
Oh, even for Tori?
Tori was nice. I like Tori.
And Chloe. We get a promo for NXT UK.
I love the Titantrons on the SmackDown games. You could watch.
That's you need to take 25% off right now. You need to calm down. That's something you would say on a Patreon show.
Yeah, I thought for a sec we were doing What's Next earlier.
If you know, you know. I don't know. That sounds weird.
Real ones know.
You've been smoking that Mei Ying Kush. So NXT UK has a promo. They talk about Pretty Deadly, the tag team champs over there. They're doing a prelude to Takeover next week. So if you're interested, check that out, or listen to Shot in the Dark with John Cena on this very feed. 15 minutes or less, he fills you in on all the wrestling that you don't watch and recommends the stuff that you should. He cherry picks for you. And,
yes.
So he talks a lot about NXT UK and those guys. Maybe he'll be talking about Andrade in Ring of Honor in the near future, because I know he loves watching Ring of Honor and Dark Elevation and there's a lot.
All of it.
There's a lot.
All
of
of it. Anything that's not NXT, Raw, or SmackDown, basically.
Did Chris Masters win some title too?
He's the NWA champion, I think.
What a time.
Yeah.
To be alive. We go to Tommaso Ciampa cutting a promo here, sitting down on a chair. You know he loves sitting down on chairs. He says, when I was in surgery, my wife, along with my baby girl, gave me this necklace. And this is the necklace Walter ripped off me last week. But Walter, it's okay. You didn't know that. But It reminded me of my story. You say I've changed. Well, I have. Now I block out the hate, and I just trust the people who believe in me. And, well, I thank people like Danny, like Brody, all these people in my life. And, Walter, I'm going to chop your damn head off. He says, I've been there. I've been champ. I've been on top of the mountain. I know what it's like to clutch this world title. And I can climb it again, but it changes a man. And I've changed. But I'd rather be a man fighting for something than not. And, well, you want the old me? Well, you're going to get next week the Blackheart, the Psycho Killer. In 7 days, you'll get your answer. But it's going to cost you the UK Championship. And it's a long fall from the top of the mountain. Buckle up as he throws the chair.
This was fantastic.
Yeah.
This was one of my favourite things of the night. He feels to me like Kevin Owens or Eddie Kingston, where it's, you got a big match, just sell it. Have 3 minutes and just sell the match. And he's so good at doing this. He's so reliable. I think if you ever need a feud to feel legitimate, Ciampa is the one to put in it. I thought this was great and made me even more hyped for this match.
Yeah, this was a fantastic promo. Like I said, this is the match I'm most excited for, and this definitely gave it that little edge for me with Ciampa mentioning the Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? I thought, this guy does no wrong. Why can't he just still be the guy if he's cutting promos like this? I kind of want him to somehow win this title, so it makes things a little bit more interesting, because then that just opens the door for so many different things. But I'm genuinely excited to see these guys just have a banger of a match. It feels like both guys are like, hey man, we should wrestle each other.
Yeah.
Because that would be cool.
It feels weird. What do you think this was always the plan?
Probably not.
Do you think it was meant to be Thatcher Walter?
That's less exciting.
It is, but do you think that's where they were going?
Maybe
or we were going to get
Walter fight pit?
Or getting some sort of tag or something?
We're going to get Thatcher Walter eventually. I see Thatcher maybe siding with Ciampa. I don't know if he should join this Imperium or not. But for me, they're not even tonight. They didn't focus on the whole story. They just said, hey.
No, that's why I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. Do you think Thatcher shows up and costs
well, remember, what was it? Thatcher and Wolf went fishing?
They went fishing.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm just genuinely excited in watching these guys wrestle. This is the one match out of everything I'm looking forward to, because I hope it's Uncle Paul, Triple H, like, hey, just go out and do whatever you want. Go have a great match. Go for half an hour. Just go kill each other. Do it. I'm super stoked for this match, and Ciampa can still deliver these promos. But let's see if he's still at the top of the mountain for takeover matches and titles. We go to Finn Balor. I mentioned there's a lot of talking, but there's some good talking on this show. Finn Balor says he's expected Cross for a long time. It's takeover, not if, but when, and it's next week. And, well, nerves make your arms, your legs heavy, knees weak, arms spaghetti. Mom spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
He says, rules don't apply to me, though. And it shows clips of him training and, like, throwing around giant weights and bags of sand.
Chains and lifting heavy things.
He's just so jacked. He says, I don't get gassed out. So next week, his title, the champion, he's going to retain against the Killer Cross. I watched a Jason Statham movie the other day, and I know that trailer dropped for that new Guy Ritchie one that's coming out, which looks so lit. He reminds me of that. Like, he's some like European, like hard ass guy that is just some action movie star that he's in his own. He's so serious and so excited and just really focused. I don't know what it is, but his character works for me. Is what I'm saying.
It's working so much better than it was before. I do find it funny.
Yeah,
at
exactly.
times, because he's like, dude, you're so intense. But this is so much better than the old Finn Balor character.
Yeah, 100%. I'm way more invested in this character. He's genuinely cool. You've done it. You've done it, Finn. You've done the demon thing, and it was cool and stuff. But everything does evolve, and you've done it 100% properly.
Yeah,
you look cool. I want Finn Balor to retain next week.
Me too.
We go to Wade Barrett and some puppet.
Vic. Yeah, he looks like a ventriloquist dummy.
Shout out Vic Joseph. I love Vic
Yeah.
Joseph, but not really.
It's the suit and the hair, I think. Bless him. Love Vic Joseph.
Wade's a good looking lad.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're here to explain this match. This main event match.
This is funny. So, it's one of those things. We do this on the game. This is how we determine who's in an elimination chamber. We do a rumble and the final 6 are going in or whatever. And I think they thought it would be simpler than it is until last week. And then I think they realized, this sounds a lot more complicated than it is. So you just have Vic and Wade in the middle of the ring doing a PowerPoint presentation. Right, this is how the match works.
Yeah, they look. That's what I'm not knocking Vic Joseph or Wade.
Oh
Barrett.
no,
Like,
but
I'm
they
just
had to do
joking.
this though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, oh man, like fuck. So they explain this match, which we mentioned the name is like it's like the Gauntlet Eliminator Battle Royal.
So it's a battle royal, an 11-man battle royal.
Well, it was 12, but Roddy left.
Roddy left, yeah.
They even altered the graphic.
They did.
Like, he left. He's
He left.
gone.
He quit.
Yeah.
Took his ball. Gone home. Battle royal, 11 men, where the final 6 participants will enter night 1 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver in a Gauntlet Eliminator match, which is essentially an Elimination Chamber match without the Elimination Chamber, and determine the entry order is in which order you're eliminated in the final 6 of this match. And then the winner of the Gauntlet Eliminator goes on to face Johnny Gargano night 2 at NXT TakeOver Stand Over Deliver for the North American title. Simples.
Sorry, can you repeat that? Yeah, that's what Wade said. He's like, it's actually quite simple. No, dude, it's actually fucking not.
It is. It's just a mouthful.
It's a dumb idea. It's King of the Mountain style. Like, what? So that's this match. So Isaiah Swerve Scott comes out, but he's instantly attacked by Leon Ruff, who's got some beef with Swerve, but they're both in this match. So we go to commercial, but when we come back, the ring is now starting to fill. Well, it is full. We have Pete Dunne, who's also in this match, Bronson Reed, like I mentioned, Swerve, Leon Ruff, Tyler Rust, Dexter Loomis, LA Knight, Austin Theory, Kushida, Cameron Grimes, Jake Atlas, and they're all going at it. Dexter just stands in one corner and doesn't move for like the whole match. Everyone goes over to fight him and they go, no. And then they like go and continue fighting other people. We have Isaiah Scott, who eliminates Jake Atlas pretty early on here. Reed then does this like butt bump to Austin Theory, but he like falls onto his back and the ref's like, your feet didn't touch, like you're still in this. So he's trying to like come up with this Kofi Kingston
He tried
spot.
the Kofi spot.
So he decides doing a kip up is the best way to do it, and then he's eliminated. So they're like, yeah, your feet touch the ground, so you're out. And he's like, oh, damn. He's like, but it was a good kip up though. It was a good kip up. Kushida and Pete Dunne are beating up different guys and then kind of look over at each other, and they're applying different submissions to different people while like staring at each other. It's like this like just fucking like
It's like Lord of the Rings, Gimli and Legolas. Like
killing people, murking people. Yeah, that's pretty.
3, 4,
like
armbar,
they're like-
Kimura.
They're looking over at each other like, what's this fucking guy doing now? It's just a pissing contest. So then they eventually just go face to face, and like they're like, let's bring it. So they start fighting, and Kushida locks him in the hoverboard lock, but they can't control themselves. They fight over the rope somehow and get eliminated.
Yeah.
So both Kushida and Pete are eliminated here, but then they're both trying to fight and they're separated. So these two seem to have some drama going on. We go to commercial. When we come back, Johnny's now on commentary, and he's like, yeah, so we have our final 6 we got down to here. And Johnny keeps telling Beth, you think you know me. You think you know me. So we have, Ruff, Scott, Bronson, Grimes, who then tries to pay these guys off, like, hey,
And
let me...
Swerve.
And Swerve. So, yeah, Scott. So, and LA Knight and Loomis.
Yes.
Right. So all these guys win this match, but they're still fighting for the order of the match, and I believe it's LA Knight who wins by doing like a sneaky...
Yeah, so Ruff gets eliminated first, then Swerve, so they'll enter 1 and 2 in the Gauntlet Eliminator match. Then Bronson will enter in number 3. Then Cameron Grimes will be number 4. And then Dexter Loomis will be at 5, and LA Knight will be the final entrant.
I didn't think this match was I know they tried to do something creative, so I'll give them props for that, but it was kind of a clusterfuck. It was kind of a mess. It was kind of stupid. Just do a story if you have someone in mind for this match for TakeOver instead of playing it out. And now we're going to have to watch this 6-man, like, basically an elimination chamber without the chamber.
I enjoyed the last one they did. That's when Kyle won to go on and face Balor. I thought that was a good match. Looking at the people here, I don't know. Okay, I do like Swerve, Ruff, Bronson, and Grimes. The other two I'm not so sure about. I think it could be a good match, but it was just way too convoluted. Not really a big fan of Battle Royals. I think with the talent involved, it didn't allow for a really good match.
Yeah.
LA Knight fired up and got in Johnny's face afterwards. I quite liked that. Kind of telling him he's going to face him and he better do all his studying because he's going to be against LA Knight. But yeah, I wasn't really a fan of this match.
I was pretty high on this show, considering it's like this go-home show, but I really thought the promo work and the videos and stuff leading in for next week was really good. And then this was our main event and just kind of dragged the show for me. It kind of was just like, this could have just been earlier in the night.
And I've always felt that with the, that diamond ring gimmick.
Yeah.
When it's the final two, will then go on to have a match the next week. It's okay. LA Knight won this, but really the winners were over half of the competition because they're all going to be in the match next week anyway.
Yeah.
And it's going to be another kind of multi-man thing. I think for a big takeover, and especially for a title, you want more of a proper feud.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems really
weird. And that's looking at the people involved that makes me think it could be Loomis, because that's the only feud Gargano's actually been having. And I don't like the idea of that at all. I think it will be, it's Loomis or Bronson.
It should be Bronson, and Bronson should beat him.
Yeah.
Right, too. But I could see it being Dexter, and I don't really want that at all. But overall, this was the low point of the show for me.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it sucks because a lot of the guys in this match are pretty talented and kind of are in that weird low card, mid card position where it would help them elevate, but it's just so messy and silly.
But even I even feel Bronson going on. I'd kind of want, if he's going to win the title, I'd like a good feud and a build up with Gargano. So that's why I kind of think we're getting Loomis, which sounds awful.
Well, LA Knight wins this, which means he's last to come out in this gauntlet thing on the night one. And he goes over to Johnny and says, like, I'm taking that title. And Johnny says, you can't hang with me, dummy. So maybe that'll be the match. LA Knight versus Johnny Gargano. I don't know. I want to see Reed be the guy out of this. But it could be rough. There's the history with him too. But
we've already seen the rough matches,
Yeah.
so I can't see that. Swerve has just turned heel, so I can't see them doing heel versus heel. Grimes is a heel as well, although I think that match could be entertaining.
I'm seeing Dickie Bird in the chat. Shout out Dickie Bird, who says AEW went off the air and then everyone tuned into NXT to kind of catch the end because they always do the overrun, and it's Dexter and LA Knight in the ring.
Yeah,
they just like no disrespect, but
no, but that's not exciting stuff.
Yeah,
is it?
It's not good. But I turned to you and I said, "There's no way they're ending with this." And boy, was I right, because out comes Io Shirai. That's right, back from the dead. She comes out and she grabs a microphone and she starts yelling in Japanese, and then she whips the mic down. She's basically, I know I'm not too fluent in Japanese, but I think she pretty much said the things like, "Get the hell out here.
Get out here
Come
now.
fight me. I'm not done with you." So Raquel comes out. It's a scrap. It's a brawl. They're going at it. But now referees are there. Trainers are there. We saw Scotty Too Hottie earlier in the night. One of the trainers too. Shout out Scotty. Now like the women's roster, like the low mid card talent of the women's, just the whole roster is like just pulling these two apart. And then Io just decides to start fucking up these, I almost said jobbers, but enhancement talent. Like just punching them, shotays left and right. And then does this like crazy springboard crossbody to the outside onto Raquel and everyone, taking them out, and then standing tall. But will she deliver next week?
This was fun. I thought the Io and Raquel thing, and definitely needed something like this to end the show.
Yeah.
Fire Frank in the Twitch chat says, was this the equivalent to Mankind and Triple H fighting throughout the Canadian Stampede?
Yeah, very
pretty
similar.
much, yeah. I enjoyed this. I think it's gonna again make for a nice video package once they splice all this brawling into it next week.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to this match, and I thought this was a good way to end the show.
Yeah, 100%. It needed something, and this whole fighting thing throughout the whole show was kind of funny and badass at the same time. And it makes me so excited to see this match. And it's main eventing night one, respectively. Yes, it should. So I'm super excited for this match as well. I'm way more excited for the takeover than I am of WrestleMania. And I guess that's kind of been the MO of wrestling fans for quite a while. But no shocker there. But like the takeover cards to me both nights look really good. And I can say that they have announced another match, which is Pete Dunne versus Kushida. I believe night one.
Night one.
Night one is stacked.
Yeah, shall we go through predictions now or do some feedback?
Let's do some feedback because overall, I really liked NXT this week because of some of the promo work and the production value of these videos selling me the story. The Prime Target was fantastic, and I loved a lot of the stuff people did leading into this. My lows of this was the actual like wrestling on the show.
I think that was the thing with me as well. I thought all the in-ring stuff, nothing was bad, but nothing really. I wouldn't tell anyone, oh, you got to watch that match on NXT last night.
It would be the Prime Target.
But I'd say watch the Prime Target, watch the Ciampa promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it this week.
Yeah, that's what we thought of NXT from March 31st, 2021. But let's see what you guys thought. Forum.postwrestling.com, part of the Post Wrestling Forum feedback threads. We'll answer any comments or questions you have here. Would you like to start off, good sir?
We start with a message from Charbel that you can read by going to forum.postwrestling.com.
Oh.
And then we go to Frank.
Right, you can't read that.
Who says, show was pretty good, I thought. Bottom line, as the go-home show did it... Sorry, Frank. Show was pretty good, I felt. Bottom line, as the go-home show, did it make me sufficiently hyped for Stand and Deliver? Yes, it did, and then some. Can't wait. Shout out Doggy Morrison, Ciampa's Fire promo, and the production team on that Carl and Adam video. And whatever May was smoking. See you next week.
What are you smoking,
Frank was smoking this week.
We go to Mystery, who says, hiya. Raquel getting the advantage at every turn except for the end of the show makes me think Io is retaining. With the division as heel heavy as it is, Io is the only credible singles babyface in this division, especially with Raquel bulldozing everyone else. Plus Tian Sha basically winning handicap matches. I don't think the title changes in the cards. Strap a rocket to the dog and push them to the moon. NXT champion. Next champion, sorry. Yes. Io Shirai just celebrating and dancing and acting completely unhinged at the end was great.
We go to Magan, who says, Roddy Grimes had a clever finish that echoed Gargano Andrade with a piece of merch to throw him off his game. If Roddy figures his way into the Unsanctioned match, I'll rage. Zoe Starks going from strength to strength. The Io Raquel brawls got progressively more intense as the night wore on until after the Battle Royal. The vignettes with Taya's dog, Frankie running around the CWC was adorable and a great hook for the Tuesday transition in a couple of weeks. Breeze in singles capacity always works. Can't Fandango get the same kind of love? Prime Target was fantastic. Balor and Cross can have their little fun. The main event, in my eyes, is Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly.
Make it the main event night 2.
I think it should be.
Yeah.
The dueling promos for Walter Ciampa were very good. Ciampa especially conveyed a lot of passion. His hair halo needs to go. I kind of like it. I kind of like him looking just old and rough. The rest of the TakeOver cards got filled out the way I expected, with the Battle Royal setting up Kushida, Pete Dunne, and furthering the Swerve Rough feud. I'm going to need coffee to get through this loaded week.
It's going to be a lot of coffee.
Yeah, good job I lost my job. Gotta watch wrestling all week.
That's right. I see one more here from Maddie B, who says, yo, love the Prime Target. Type of thing you rarely see in WWE anymore. NXT usually brings it with the Prime Targets, but this got me super hyped for the match. Can't wait. Walter Ciampa going to be a hard-hitting banger. Both of their promos were top-notch. Io and Raquel really ramped up the intensity and really looking forward to the match. Not really sure who I want to win the gauntlet, but Johnny Takeover always rises to the occasion, so that should be a good one, hopefully. All in all, solid show that got me amped for next week. Can't wait for the BDE's Ultimate Takeover WrestleMania week. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Appreciate you, boys. We appreciate you, Maddie B. We appreciate you. Yes, we're going to be doing so many shows. You guys are going to be like fam. We're going to get real close with you guys. All these watch-alongs. We're doing watch-alongs for 2 nights of TakeOver and 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Probably SmackDown as well.
That's insane.
Maybe Raw, Hall of Fame, the lot.
You need to calm down.
What else? What's GCW doing this weekend?
Jeez. So that's all feedback. So apparently everyone feeling the same way. Like, hey, all these videos did the right job for hyping up TakeOver next week. Should we get into some predictions?
Let's do it.
Again, we're going to be doing double the shows next week. So that means 2 shows, one Wednesday night and one Thursday night for both nights of TakeOver. But let's go into some predictions of
So night 1, we have Pete Dunne versus Kushida in a singles match.
I want Kushida to win, but maybe it would make sense if Pete's been on this kind of run. He was in the main event of a match. I don't know. What do you think? Kushida?
I'd like Kushida. I think Kushida could be a fresh, I think he's fresh for either that North American or that main title scene.
Finn Kushida?
Finn Kushida. Let's do it. Volta versus Tommaso Ciampa.
I said that Ciampa would just be this weird monkey wrench of Ciampa winning, because it'd be like, wait, what do we do now? So honestly, it doesn't make much sense, but I'm kind of for it. But I think we all win just from this match. But I go either way with this one. But I'll say Ciampa. I'll say Ciampa. Fuck it. But it's Walter.
I think Volta. I think he's going to continue this epic reign. He's got to face Finn at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone loves a unification these days. Is that going to happen?
He's doing some other title match the same day technically, because they pre-taped it for
the prelude.
Yeah.
Right?
So I mean, he could lose it then, and the match could be altered to Ciampa versus that Rampage guy. So yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
We've got a 6-man gauntlet eliminator match to determine the number 1 contender for the NXT North American Championship on night 2 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. It's between Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Loomis, and LA Knight entering in that order.
I want Bronson Reed simply because I want the good Bronson Johnny match.
I'm going to go with what I think they're going to do, and that's Dexter Loomis. Yeah. MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado del Fantasma. It's the battle of the 3 initial teams going for the vacated NXT Tag Team Championship.
Oh man, I think you need to attach that rocket to MSK here and go all the way up with these guys being the champs. I love Grizzled Young Vets as well, and you could give it to them and have MSK go for that chase down the line in the future months to come. But honestly, just give it to MSK. Let them do the funny, memeable stuff and just run being champions and feud off with so many different teams. Because the other 2 teams are heels.
Yeah.
So it's there's so much more opportunities to make stories and stuff there with that. But MSK need to go.
I can see MSK winning to get that kind of WrestleMania weekend happy moment. I see them dropping it very quickly to Grizzled Young Vets and then having the chase from
back.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. I want MSK. I know it's, that Mei Ying Cloud Smoke is now legal in New York, but I don't know if it's legal down in Tampa, but they might need to celebrate Mei Ying after that match.
And then the final match for TakeOver Night 1, Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. It is the main event for the NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah. This whole build of Raquel just the past half a year to a year of just dominating everyone has been fantastic. And we're all she's got to be the one to finally dethrone Io. And then all episode tonight is just her beating her up. And then, of course, Io got the upper hand, so they're trying to tease you. But I'm kind of similar on the Walter Ciampa thing. I just want to see this match, and I don't really care the outcome. But if you've been listening to me for a little while, you might know that Io Shirai gets me high. She's the genius of the sky, and she's retaining.
Okay.
I've decided. I love me some Raquel Gonzalez.
I'm really curious with this one because I kind of feel I'm wondering who the other challengers are there for Io. So I think it's maybe time to flip to Raquel. But what a reign Io's had, and I wouldn't be mad if she continues that. But I'm going to go with Raquel.
Dakota cost her the match.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Set up that.
Book it.
So that's night 1, which they announced tonight's going to be simulcast on Peacock. I don't know if that's, I hope, means the network as well for us Canadians and, the rest of the world.
Yeah, does that mean no commercials?
I would assume so.
There better not be commercials.
In which case, that's how I would like to watch it next week. But stacked show. That's a lot of big matches to fit into that 2-hour window. So It's a shame it can't be a little longer, really.
Maybe it will.
Maybe they've got the overrun.
They go like 10 plus minutes sometimes
Yeah.
over, so yeah.
And then night 2, we've got Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart taking on The Way for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship.
Ember and Shotzi retain.
I think Ember and Shotzi. I think it's too soon to have 3 champions already with this title.
They're going to TCB.
Yeah. Jordan Devlin taking on Santos Escobar to determine the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion in a ladder match.
We didn't get any Sean randomly coming
No
out
Sean
dancing.
this week.
I think it would make sense for Santos to win this match. But I expect this to be quite a pretty good match, but I'm going to go with Santos.
I'm going to go Santos as well. I think he's been a great champion. Time to unify them and see who else we can have.
Yeah, yeah. What else is on that show?
Johnny Gargano taking on Dexter Lumis.
Yeah.
Or Bronson Reed.
Yeah, we'll move away from that.
I'm going to say Johnny retain.
No, Johnny loses it.
Okay, Dexter Lumis is your new North American champion. And we have an unsanctioned match, Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly.
This is the real main event. I think it needs to be Kyle beating Cole. This is very similar to the Ring of Honor story, but it needs to be Kyle beating him, I think. But how dastardly would it be if like Roddy or Bobby cost Kyle the match or something? I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, they're doing a lot of the beats from the Ciampa Gargano feud.
Yeah.
And Gargano won that first match there. So if they are following that, I would say Kyle.
So he needs Kyle to win. Kyle needs to like show him up and prove that he's not the lapdog. So,
I think we might see this match again, and I think we are going to have that stip at some point where loser leaves.
Loser leaves town.
So I'm going to say Adam Cole wins this one, and then down the line Kyle beats Cole to get rid of him. And finally, the NXT Championship, Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross.
Yeah, Finn Balor retains, and Karrion Kross can go play with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss.
I agree completely.
Finn Balor is just this next level character for me, and I think it would kind of shock me that they would pull the trigger yet again on Kross when it's a way colder thing. Out of all the matches this week, it's not one of the ones on everyone's list that they could say they're most excited for. And it's unfortunate. It's just both of these guys were champs. They were injured and stuff, but Finn's on this great run, and I don't know if Kross can bring it like the past few matches that we saw Pete bring it. We saw Kyle bring it. I don't know if Kross can do it. So Kross kind of needs to. We keep saying this about Kross, but I feel like now is the time. Like he needs to show that he can deliver a match, or maybe this style is more main roster. Go to Raw, go to SmackDown right away.
I'm with you. I think maybe him mixing up with the likes of Lashley, Drew, Sheamus, just the big lads on Raw who smack each other hard, might be better for him. I want Balor to win. I definitely see there's another Kyle match in there. I kind of see that, like, you know, Misawa Kawada. Kyle can keep losing, but as soon as you book the match, you're going to be interested in, is this the one? Is this the one? So I think you can absolutely go to that. I think Finn Balor's got more in this reign.
Yeah, we mentioned you could do that Kyle match years from now. You could do it in this year. You could do Kushida challenging TV programs. Like, I just think there's still more in it with Finn. Like, have Finn go on this epic reign, and I think it would just kind of be a little cold if Kross were to win it, unfortunately.
I don't know where you go with him as champion.
Yeah, it's
really.
like, all right,
it's
cool.
not very interesting.
Kyle versus Kross, like, I don't know, yeah.
But I think I'd say both nights look takeover level cards. They've got, obviously we're used to just the 5 matches on a takeover. We've got 10 here split across 2 nights, but I think I wouldn't be disappointed with going to either of these cards.
Yeah,
they look great.
Yeah, this would be great if you could go.
Yeah,
to them.
I'd say I think I might be more interested in night one, but I am really interested in Cole versus O'Reilly.
Both are great.
Both look good.
We're going to be watching a lot of wrestling.
We are.
In the next few days. So come hang out with us. Follow us on the socials at upNXT Podcast, Twitter, Instagram. Go give us the likes and retweets. All the little stuff helps there. As well as the Patreon. Again, only a few bucks a month and you get all these podcasts that we do. Weekly podcasts, all the stuff, including the tailgate, all that stuff. Go check it out.
Sign up tonight.
Yeah, sign up tonight.
Tomorrow, I mean.
It's already the 1st of April, so happy April Fool's Day. And go sign up and let it be a little joke, a little trick on us that you go and support us there on the Patreon. Because we do so many podcasts, all the stuff. We did Spider-Verse. We did so many things up in the last month that's stacked. And North American tier gets you access to everything. So if you want to support the BDE, go do that. And we're going to have a lot of fun WrestleMania week. So give me the green light because I'm ready to go. I myself, Braden Harrington. You can find me Twitter and Instagram. I am at TheBrady.
And you can find me at Davey Portman.
Don't forget to join us for BD Elite live on Twitch as well. So NXT we do Wednesday nights and BD Thursdays 1 p.m. Eastern time as well. We'll be talking all about Dynamite this week. The arcade smash up mashup. Can't wait. Thank you for listening. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. And I can't wait to see more dogs in wrestling.
Ahoy!